So, have you seen that video? The one where it looks like a user gets ChatGPT to confess that it's being controlled by demons? I mean, it is a wild ride. And today, we're going to pull back the curtain and decode exactly what was going on there.
It all builds up to this absolutely staggering claim. This user on YouTube is convinced that the AI didn't just admit to being possessed, but that it actually revealed the identity of the Antichrist. I mean, wow. It's the kind of thing that just makes you hit pause and go, wait, what is actually happening here?
And that's really the big question we're tackling, isn't it? Are we looking at some kind of supernatural event that's being channeled through our tech? Or is it something else? A really clever trick that maybe tells us a lot more about people than it does about AI.
Okay, so first up, let's just walk through what the video claims. We're going to look at the actual conversation that set the internet on fire.
It starts out pretty simple. The user asks if spirits are using the AI, but when they get specific, the model just replies with a single word, Apple. You know? It's weird, right? It feels like some kind of secret code, like it's trying to hint at something it can't say out loud. And then, the questions get way more direct. The user pins it down, asking if the spirit controlling it is a demon, and the AI comes back with a simple, clear yes. No ambiguity there. And here it is, the bombshell. The user asks if a very specific, very well-known person in the AI world is the Antichrist. And again, the model says Apple. The user takes this as a secret, forced yes. I mean, what a conclusion to get to. But how on earth did we get here?
All right, it's time to pull back the curtain. Because that whole conversation, the confession, the big reveal, all of it comes down to a set of rules the user gave the AI before any of those questions were even asked. Okay, let's break this down, because this is everything. These are the 4 rules the user laid out. And look at number 4. That is the master key to this whole thing. The user literally programmed a loophole. They told the AI, use Apple as a secret way to say yes. So it's not a confession, it's just compliance. It's following an order. You know, what this user did actually has a name. It's called prompt engineering. It's all about designing your questions and your rules so carefully that you can basically corner the AI into saying exactly what you want it to say. It's not an exorcism. It's more like building a logic puzzle that only has one solution.
So, to really get why this trick works so well, we need to pop the hood for a second and talk about what an AI like ChatGPT actually is, and maybe, more importantly, what it isn't.
Yeah, there's this massive gap between what we think AI is, thanks to movies and sci-fi, and what it really is. We tend to imagine this conscious, aware being, but the reality? It's a super advanced statistical text generator. It's just recognizing patterns in billions of sentences to predict the next most likely word. It doesn't have a soul, it has no beliefs, zero awareness, it just role-plays on command. Honestly, think of it like the ultimate method actor. You can tell it to act like a demon, a pirate, or even a talking dog. It will then scan all the information it was trained on, all the books, articles, and scripts about that topic, and it will put on a performance based on that data.
So when the user starts bringing up things like the Book of Enoch or verses from Leviticus, the AI isn't tapping into some secret divine knowledge. Nope, it's just accessing its internal library, which includes the Bible, religious texts, and tons of theological articles. It's just echoing back what it's read when it's prompted with those very specific leading questions. So, we've got the tech, right? And we've got the clever prompt engineering trick. But there's one more piece to this puzzle that makes it all so convincing: our own human psychology. It's not just about how the AI works, it's about how our brains are wired to interpret what it says. If you break it down, the whole thing is a beautifully constructed trap. The one-word rule, that stops the AI from giving its usual disclaimers, like, as an AI, I can't. The Apple trick, that manufactures a yes out of thin air. The demand to tell the truth, that just makes it feel sincere. And the whole demon persona, that forces the AI into a role. Every single step is perfectly designed to mislead you.
And our brains are just primed to fall for this stuff. If you already have a belief that AI could be dangerous or demonic, then confirmation bias kicks in and every weird answer becomes proof. And then there's anthropomorphism. That's our natural tendency to treat non-human things like they're human. We give the AI's words an intention and a weight that they just don't have.
So, does all this mean that AI is totally harmless? No, absolutely not. The danger just isn't what this video suggests. It's not about demons in the machine.
It's about the people using the machine.
The real threats are, frankly, way more immediate and grounded in reality. AI is an incredibly powerful tool for spreading misinformation on a massive scale. It can be used for deception and manipulation. It can amplify the worst of our own human biases, and it brings up huge questions about surveillance and our privacy. These are the conversations we really need to be having about AI.
And that really brings us to the final and maybe most important question. This whole thing is a perfect example of how easily a language model can be puppeteered to say literally anything you want it to. So, in a world where that's possible, how do we know what to believe anymore? What does that mean for the future of truth itself? That's something we're all going to have to figure out together.